All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a really fascinating new idea coming out of India's education system. It's an initiative from the CBSE called Kaushal Bodh, and what it's trying to do is pretty huge. Shift the entire focus of education away from just scoring high marks and towards learning real skills you can actually use in your life.
And this quote, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Marks can make you pass exams, but skills can make you survive life. I mean, that really gets to the heart of it. It sets up this powerful idea that what we're learning in school should be about more than just acing a test. It should be about equipping us for the real world.
Which, leads us to this massive question. Are we really preparing our students for tests, or are we preparing them for life? For so long, it feels like education systems all over the world have been built around one thing, exams. But you have to ask, does knowing all that complex theory actually get you ready for the real, practical challenges you're going to face out there?
So let's talk about that core conflict, marks versus actual life skills. This is exactly what Kaushal Bodh is trying to fix, that huge gap between what students know on paper and what they can actually do in reality.
I mean, think about it for a second. It's this weird situation, right? You've got students who can solve the most complicated formulas, but maybe they can't grow a simple plant, or they can write incredible code, but they can't cook a basic meal for themselves, or, fix a leaky faucet. It's this modern dilemma, and that's precisely the problem this new approach is designed to tackle.
Okay, so what is Kaushal Bodh exactly? Let's break it down and see what it's all about.
So at its heart, Kaushal Bodh is basically a vocational or skill-based activity book. And this is key. It's not just another textbook you have to memorize. Nope, this is all about doing. It's a direct result of India's National Education Policy 2020, which really pushed for a more well-rounded, practical way of learning.
And the whole idea behind it is super simple: learning by doing. It's all about developing skills you can actually see and use. It's about building up a student's confidence and independence and helping them understand the dignity of all kinds of labor. The focus is 100% on hands-on projects, not just theory.
So how does this actually work? Well, the whole thing is built around this idea of learning through doing. The program is broken down into 3 main areas, or domains, and they're all project-based. Each one is designed to build a totally different set of skills. Let's check them out.
First up, we have Domain 1, Work with Life Forms. This one is all about getting students reconnected with nature, understanding and interacting with the living world right outside their door.
So what does that look like? Well, students might get their hands dirty creating a kitchen garden right there at school. Or maybe they'll create a biodiversity register, documenting all the local plants and animals. And through this, they're not just learning biology from a book. They're learning about responsibility, about patience, and about how to really see the world around them. All right, next up is Domain 2, Work with Machines and Materials. Now this is where things get really creative and techy. This is where students get to be makers, inventors, and innovators. Just imagine students learning basic maker skills, maybe building a simple gadget or designing their own animation or video game. And hey, the point isn't to turn them into expert coders overnight. It's about teaching them how to think creatively, how to solve problems, and to just get a feel for the basic technology that, let's face it, runs our world.
And that brings us to Domain 3, Work with Human Services. And you could argue this one is one of the most important of all. It's all about those essential life skills that help you become self-reliant and a part of your community. Here, projects could be something like cooking without fire, learning to make simple, healthy meals, or maybe organizing some kind of service right there in the school. The big takeaway here is learning teamwork, self-reliance, and just the practical skills you need to get by every single day.
So, when you put all these pieces together, what's the real-world impact? I mean, how does this actually change things for a student going through school?
And this comparison just lays it all out so clearly. We're talking about a massive shift. We're moving away from an education that's just focused on theory and towards one that values hands-on practice. We're going from a system that's all about marks to one that's about building actual competence. It's a move from just preparing for an exam to preparing for life.
So what's the ultimate takeaway for a student? Well, they walk away with a whole new toolkit. They'll have basic vocational skills, a much better understanding of how things work in the real world, and sharper critical thinking. And maybe most importantly, they learn how to collaborate and to respect every single kind of work out there.
And this quote, it just really captures the feeling behind all of this, A child who can grow a plant, cook simple food, or create something will never feel helpless in life.
That's what it's all about. It's about empowerment, that confidence you get from knowing you can do things for yourself. That's something that sticks with you forever.
So when you look at the whole picture, it's clear that Kaushal Bodh is way more than just a new subject in the curriculum. It's a whole new way of thinking about what education is supposed to be. It's really an education for life.
And look, a shift this big needs everyone to get on board. So for parents and teachers out there, what's the message? It's pretty simple, really. Encourage kids to get their hands dirty. Give them the space to be curious and explore things beyond the textbook. Let's start celebrating what a child can build and create, not just what they can memorize for a test. Let's support learning through real-world experience. And that leaves us with this final, powerful idea. Don't just study to score marks. Study to build your life. Maybe that's the real purpose of it all. It's not just about cramming our heads full of facts. It's about equipping our hands, our minds, our whole selves to go out there and build a life that actually means something. So I'll leave you with the question. What do you think is the single most important skill a school should be teaching?